Well, hello. My sweet thing. Welcome back to the channel, guys. It is a tough one here today. In the blue room, everywhere I go, it's been a little bit tough. Yesterday, I'm sad to say that we had to say goodbye to Hazy, our cat. Hazy was an incredible presence in this apartment. Everywhere she went, she was an incredible presence. And there was no denying it. Anyone who witnessed her knew she was special. And we worshipped her here. Hazy lived to be either 18 or 19. And we loved her so well. We like I said, we worshipped her. And she rewarded us for the worship, for the love, and she taught us many lessons and provided a lot of insight on life and consciousness and spirituality. She was an incredible teacher in that way. She taught me how to be calm, to relax, and to also be in the moment. And I'll always appreciate those things that she gave me. This isn't my first time losing a pet. In I think 2020, somewhere around there, I lost my childhood dog, a golden retriever named Scout. Another incredible figure in my life. There would have been long stretches of time where if someone had asked me who my best friend was, I would have said Scout. No doubt about it. He was my wingman. He was my brother. He was the only one who understood me at times. He was incredible. But when he passed away, compared to yesterday when we said goodbye to Hazy, and I'm burning this candle here today, a black candle for her. She was a black cat. If you want to see any pictures of Hazy, you can check on the channel, different videos, and some YouTube shorts featured her. But anyway, when we lost Hazy compared to when we lost Scout, I was just in a completely different place in my life, both physically and mentally. But the main difference that I see was that so when Scout passed away, I was almost unable to show or feel any emotion. But I've just described to you how important he was to me. So you'd think this would have been a huge, catastrophic loss in my life. Well, at the time, I was living with my dad, who was suffering from alcoholism, but he was also just declining mentally in other ways and throwing in the towel in life. And it was really hard to watch as his son. Having to witness the nightmare that was, because it was very rapid and very very sudden with my dad, where he kind of uh, maybe he had problems for a long time and hid them well, but it was like a switch flipped, and I suddenly recognized that he was on a very dangerous and short path that led to doom. And every day I was living with him. I was witnessing the downfall, and my ability to process what I was seeing was so hindered because of the pain involved. And I was so like out of touch with myself. The my inner voice just wasn't, I couldn't even hear it anymore. The guide that I talk about on this channel, the inner light, the inner compass pointing you in the right direction. I had I had cut myself off from listening to that. And a symptom of that was that when I did say goodbye to Scout and he passed that day, I mean, by no means did I feel nothing. I wasn't completely numb, but I just didn't, I couldn't allow myself to like just lean into the reality in front of me. I was, we took a walk after he passed, and I remember a few things. I was I was like trying to make my brother and my girlfriend feel better. I was cracking some jokes about the lady who put him down, and because we had someone come to the house with both Scout and Hazy yesterday. Happened right here in this room where she would have wanted it to. So, um, I also recognize though, among while also trying to make them feel better, I also looked at my own sensations and my own feelings, and at the time I recognized that I was, that something was wrong. I wasn't, I didn't feel the way I thought I should feel. And it's because I was, yeah, emotionally blocked. I had spent so much time and effort suppressing the pain that I felt while living with my dad, that when something else came that should bring up an emotional reaction from me, I was too like blocked up, I guess. So it wasn't until weeks later that I finally like was able to let it all out and just acknowledge the sadness and how I missed him and what I missed about him and all these great things about him that I wouldn't get to experience anymore. And since I've gotten out of that situation, living with my dad, and I'm not out of the situation entirely in the sense that I still have to process those feelings and the loss of who my dad was and all those things. So it's still a process that I guess you could say I'm going through and healing from that experience. But um, yesterday when Hazy passed, I was able to completely let it out, and I don't want to say I broke down, because it just, the way that sounds like, it sounds like a bad thing. I mean, it was a full on, like, I fell apart, I guess, but it almost felt triumphant in some ways. Like I was able to express myself, express my emotions. I was like thankful that I could do that, because I've been in a place where it's felt impossible or just like unnatural to just express my true feelings as they come and not alter them and not fix them and not tell some story to make it better. And I want to stress, I'm just venting today, guys. I'm just chatting. I'm trying to just process here. So bear with me. Thanks for watching. But what I want to say is that the sadness that I felt over Hazy, there's nothing wrong with that. Like in this spiritual journey, do some of you guys believe, or I mean, maybe I've believed in the past that we're not going to feel any pain when we get to this spiritual home plate, so to speak, when we get to the end of the path, if there is one, that we'll have achieved the prowess, the ability to remove all negative feelings and emotions. Does that sound like being human to you? Because if you're trying to escape being human, good luck with that. There's no way out in that regard. I mean, there's one way out I can think of, but I won't suggest that. To hide from pain is to deny your humanity. And when I say pain, I mean emotional pain. I don't mean physical pain like touching a hot stove or touching the flame here. What pain that would cause. We're meant to avoid that. We're meant to preserve ourselves. But emotional pain is a signal that tells us it give me a moment. Pain is there for a reason, and to deny it is to reject your honest perception of reality. So when I say accept reality as it is, I don't mean try to get into touch with some objective reality. Again, good luck with that. You are a human. Your experience on this planet, your consciousness, is woven into being human. So pain is an essential part of that experience. And if we have this attitude that pain is to be avoided at all costs, what will happen is you will lose touch with yourself. The inner voice, that guide, you'll have cut off communication with it. Your authenticity will be one of the first casualties because you're taking your true experience and you're twisting it and you're saying, that doesn't fit the narrative, so I'll twist it and I'll manipulate it. And that doesn't sit right with me. I'm not going to be able to live with it that, this person embarrassed me or made me feel bad about myself. So instead of just feeling the way I felt, I'm going to tell a story and say, oh, this person, they're not worthy. They're a moron. They don't have anything worth saying, and therefore the opinion they had about me is invalid, and I can feel good about myself again. It's like you're just lying to yourself when you deny your experience. So hopefully that made a little bit of sense. I felt like I was all over the place as I am always. I'm also a bit under the weather. I'm a little feverish, so I don't know, but it is like I said, it's a tough day here in the Blue Room. I mean, you don't know how bad I want to just, like, for a lot of my meditations and videos, Hazy would be right here on this pillow, and she would join me, and um, sometimes I'd start meditating and she wouldn't be there, and then I'd open my eyes and she would be there. It's almost like she could sense that, like, oh, okay, he's getting into that vibe. Like, I like that. I'm gonna join him. She could pick those things up. So, where do I stand today? It's like I don't expect to make any major strides in this process, making my peace with this loss. But when the feelings do come up of sorry, I'm gonna just take a little drink of something here. Um, when they do come up, I don't intend on telling that story to hide from it. I don't intend on sedating myself with the cell phone, like just endless scrolling, keeping the mind occupied so nothing else can get in. I don't intend on, resorting to drugs and alcohol and compulsive eating or spending or whatever. When it comes up, I'm going to commit to observing the sensations, observing the emotions, the thoughts, and being honest with myself and saying, okay, this is how it is. I wish she was here right now. I miss her. There's nothing wrong with that. There's no reason to hide from that truth. And by leaning into this process, it will happen faster. And when the process is over, that doesn't mean I'm not going to still be sad that she's gone. But perhaps when the thought arises, it doesn't cause as much distress. When that pain comes, it's the feeling of wanting to suppress it and avoid it won't be as strong, because I'll have built a relationship with that pain and that phenomena in my mind of the loss. I mean, I hope you heard what I just said there, because I'll play back the tape, but I think it was pretty good. I think it was great, actually. But that's one guy's opinion. I'm hanging in there. I have been sort of struggling lately, guys, as this has run its course. We missed a couple Tuesday tune-ins, and I'll tell you, I missed them too. I've been tuned out. I've been a little bit, out of, little foggy, little blurry. But I'm okay with that. It's just life, and I'm not gonna lash myself and say start any negative dialogues. It is what it is. It's kind of what I needed to do. So I love you guys. If you're listening at this point on, I appreciate you. Drop a little comment. Let me know you're still here. If you made it to the end, I'd appreciate it. Love you guys as always, and I'm always here for you if you need me, and thanks for being here for me. Love you.